All right. I'm just waiting so that I can see that the notification that I am live is actually showing up. And now I see it. Hello, hello. Hello, powerful people. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, and happy, happiest, blessed New Year. Happy New Year, everyone. It's so great to be here. It's so great to be back. And I did something that I have never done, or if I did it before, I don't remember that I did it. And you want to know what that is? You know what I did? I actually took some real time off. I took some real time off. And it feels so good to be able to say that. And it feels good that I did that. I took some real time off. So let me know. Put in the comments. Just let me know, how was your holiday season? How was your holiday season? And I'll share a little bit about mine. And give me just a moment. I know my team is probably interacting with you in the comments, but I also want to see your comments too. So let me make sure I can see that. All right, I see some happy New Year's. Hello, hello. Good to see you. Thank you, Mark, for being here. Coach Carla, good to see you. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. If I haven't said hi yet, it's just because I can't see your name. So, who am I before we get started? So, for those of you who have not met me as yet, my name is Sophia Casey. I am a master certified coach, MCC. I slow down on purpose when I say master certified coach. The reason I slow down on purpose when I say master certified coach is because it is the highest level of credentialing in our coaching industry. And it takes a lot of work to reach the MCC level. It takes a lot of being and doing to reach the MCC level. And I'm so proud of it. So I always like to honor that credential level by slowing down when I say master certified coach, MCC. If you are an ICF credential coach, will you let us know? Put that in the comments, whatever your credential level. Are you an ACC, PCC, MCC? Are you a certified coach? And maybe you have some other designation. I want to know that. I want to know who I'm talking to. Please put it in the comments. Oh, hello, Coach Mamari. So there's one credential coach that I know for sure. So it's so good to be here. Again, Happy New Year. I'm Sophia Casey, Master Certified Coach. I'm also so blessed to be the CEO, the founder and CEO of ICLI Rising, which is our ICF accredited coach training school. We not only have one accreditation, not two accreditations, we have three accreditations, and we're going for our fourth accreditation, which is the level 3 accreditation this year. So big shout out to my incredible team at ICLI Rising. And we're going to talk about that in a bit, what it means to have a team and how supportive a team can be of you, entrepreneur, you honoring your time off. So we'll talk about that in a moment. Also, I am so grateful to be able to say I am a founder and the vice president of a brand new, hot off the press nonprofit called the International Black Coaches Alliance, IBCA. And thank you all so much. I was just so overwhelmed in a good way, so overwhelmed by the responses to my post and when I shared about this new nonprofit that we just did a soft launch on, and we're going to do a formal launch in about a month. I was just so overwhelmed and so overjoyed by your responses. So thank you so much. I'm like, oh my gosh, 400 people are saying congratulations and sending me messages and questions. And please keep them coming, because we certainly want you to know a lot more about IBCA, and I'll be talking about it a lot. So why are you here? This is what I have coined Core for Coaches, Core for Coaches. And I know that my team will drop Core for Coaches in the chat. They'll also drop in the chat what CORE even stands for. So those of you who know me, you know I love me an acronym. I love an acronym. So the acronym CORE, actually the word CORE is a technique. It's a coaching technique that we actually use in our coach training program. But I just happen to like the word core so much because it talks about the core of who you are, your true essence, your true being. And so I decided to use the word again. So core for coaches. Core stands for collaborations. Yes. Collaborative opportunities rising for everyone. Because you all know, if you know me well, you know that my team actually coined me, gave me a new name, the Queen of Collaborations, because you know I am so committed to us not doing things separate and alone, but us working together and collaborating as entrepreneurs, as coaches, us partnering together, even in our organizations, in these Fortune 500 companies, us working together and partnering. I believe in the power of competition. I think competition is good and it has its place. I mean, did you watch the Olympics? Yes. Didn't you get excited? Yes. I like competition. And at the same time, I see the value of collaboration. So this is an opportunity, this is a space for us to have conversations about and create community around, and maybe even create some opportunities that we can actually collaborate on. And so if you have the opportunity to get to know someone in the comments, to do some networking, go right ahead. Go right ahead. I know sometimes when some people go live or in some webinars, they're like, no networking in my webinar, or no networking when I go live. I'm like, I don't get that. That's part of the reason I'm going live, is because I want you all to network and I want you all to get to know each other. I want you all to partner with each other. I want you all to collaborate with each other. So Core for Coaches, thank you again for being here. I'm just going to say hi one more time, checking in on the chat. Thank you, Blessing, for being here. What a cool name, right? Blessing. She's on our team. Thank you also, Malik, for being on our team and being my great, great co-pilot. And I see Coach Lanessa is there. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, what a wonderful compliment. Thank you. Lanessa says, you are truly a master indeed. I thank you. I receive that. You know, sometimes when you get compliments, this is a total sidebar, you get compliments a lot of times, and I see this mostly with women, we swat away the compliment. Like if someone says, oh my gosh, that's such a nice dress, sometimes we'll swat it away by saying, oh, this old thing. And I'm just learning. I've learned and I continue to learn to receive compliments, because I believe there's so much power in words. So I receive the words. So thank you, Coach Lanessa. I totally receive that, that I am a master indeed. So what I want to chat with you today, and you know, I'm just here with you literally just for about 15 minutes to drop some gems in hope that it supports you and encourages you, supports you around your business, support you with having the desires of your life. Today, I want to chat with you a little bit about this. I had to take a deep breath. This whole new year, new you, new beginnings, new, this frenzy, this energy that takes place. Anybody can relate to that? Do you know what I'm talking about? Like it starts to happen round about the end of November, at least here in the United States. I notice this a lot. And although we're an international company, I am very focused on this phenomenon in terms of the United States. But you notice it starts to happen around the end of November, and then it starts to increase in December, where there's this energy, there's this frenzy around, oh my gosh, I got to come up with New Year's resolutions. What's my intention words for the year? What are my goals? And first of all, as a coach, you know, I love goals. I am all about goals. I'm all about setting goals. I'm all about setting smart goals. I'm all about reaching those goals. And if you follow me on all these social media platforms, you know I love sharing our wins around our goals. I love sharing our wins. I love sharing your wins. So I'm all for goals. Absolutely. And at the same time, I've been doing a lot of reading, and as I was on leave, I had a lot of opportunity to do a lot of resting and reflecting around that energy. And I had an opportunity to really decide how I wanted to come into this new year, how I wanted to greet 2025. And those of you who know me extremely well, you know that this is very different than my typical way of being. So my typical way of being is doing, 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 doing. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. And I love that energy. I love that God gave me that gift because it also supports a lot of my clients. A lot of my clients who are stuck in a certain place, they start working with me and all of a sudden they're unstuck. So it's a great thing. At the same time, I've really been paying attention to rest. Take a deep breath with me. Take a deep breath. Somebody, please put in the chat, put in the word breath, breath or breathe, either one. Just take a deep breath. I was feeling like, just talking to my coaching besties, my coaching colleagues, my friends and my family members, I could just sense this frenzy energy. And I get it. It's almost expected. And so this year I've really been focusing on rest and how we can actually include rest. And I don't mean just sleeping. So I'll break it down for you when I come back in terms of what I mean specifically about rest. But for now, I'll just say it's not just sleeping. I'm talking about resting mentally and emotionally and spiritually and physically and resting financially. I mean, can you imagine if rest was the foundation of our entrepreneurial efforts? If rest was baked into what it means to be a successful entrepreneur. I know I can hear my colleagues right now. I can hear my friends. I can hear my family members. I can hear my coaching besties saying, you talking about rest? Sophia talking about rest, about resting? Sophia, Coach Sophia, Coach Casey talking about the power of resting and slowing down? Like, impossible. But it is possible. Now you may want to blame it on my age. I'm a ripe 58. I'm proud to say. Some people don't share their age. I'm always proud to share my age. Yes, this is 58 and 59 coming soon. But it may be partly because I'm getting older. And so as we get older, we start to reflect on things and what's important to us. But I also believe it's just such a time as this. Like, this is the time for me to explore this different way of being in terms of incorporating rest and relaxation and work-life harmony and self-care and self-love. All of that. Like, is it possible to have that and still be a very successful entrepreneur? And I do struggle with it. And so I'm going to be talking about that a lot over the next several weeks. I also have a workshop coming up January. Oh, let me get that right. I think it's January 15th. My team will put it in the chat where we're going to talk about JOMO, which JOMO is the acronym. I told you I love acronyms. JOMO, the acronym stands for the joy of missing out. I've really been thinking about like what I want to let go of. What do I want to miss out on? As opposed to FOMO, the fear of missing out, like feeling like, oh my gosh, I got to be involved in that and that and that and that. So I know my coaches are just like blown away that this is where I am, but this is where I am and I'm just exploring. And so I would love to hear from you all too. So let me just check in really quickly on the chat. I know the chat is blowing up. Oh, Coach Shakti, it's so good to see you. Happy New Year. Yes, so Shakti says, trying not to fixate on the new and thinking of continuation. Yes, that is what I'm talking about. It's nothing wrong with coming up with New Year's resolutions, New Year intentions, your goals. As a coach, I'm going to encourage you to do that all the time. And I'm still encouraging my clients to do that. I'm just offering to you that it doesn't necessarily have to be set to a specific time of the year. We don't have to get caught up in this frenzy of, oh my gosh, I got to do this now because it's the top of the year. Like, I want to encourage you to consider revisiting your goals, refreshing your goals, establishing new goals throughout the year, all the time, for the rest of your life. I want to encourage you that you actually get to decide, you get to decide the timeline for this new year, new you. You get to decide the timeline for when does your new year start? I say sometimes my new year starts on my birthday. Okay. So you get to decide. So I want to leave you just very quickly. I know I have to wrap up soon. I want to leave you just with 3 tips. I told you last time, every time I come here for Core for Coaches, which this platform is for coaches, is for entrepreneurs, it is for those corporate leaders. I have my eye out on some that I'm working with, but I'll change the names to protect the innocent. So it's for all of us. And I want to leave you with 3 tips just to consider. So 3 tips for easing into this new year. Number 1, I want you to start with a reflective opportunity, restful reflection. So time for you just to reflect on how 2024 went or how it didn't go. Reflect on how you were being in 2024. Reflect on all the things that went well and all the things that didn't go the way that you wanted to go. Just give yourself some time to reflect. I'm reading this wonderful, wonderful book called Rest is Resistance by Tricia Hersey. And one of the things she talks about that I've gotten so excited about is about daydreaming and how we don't spend time daydreaming anymore. Remember when you were a little kid, what would you do? You'd go outside, you'd lay in the grass, you'd look up at the clouds. I love fluffy clouds. That's why I love flying. You look up at the clouds and you're just daydreaming. We spent a lot of time daydreaming and we don't do that as much anymore. And so tip number one is I want you to start this year off with some restful reflection. Okay. I want you to remind yourself that rest is not just about taking naps or getting sleep. I'm talking about reclaiming your time and your energy. Yes, being committed to honoring your boundaries around your time and your energy. Okay. Second tip. Okay. If you want the second tip, just put a number 2. Put a number 2 in the comments. Number 2. Second tip is I want to encourage you to take moments to reflect on last year. I want you to reflect on your wins. What were your micro wins? Like, right? A lot of times when we think about accomplishments, we think about wins, we think about the big wins. And oh my goodness, ICLI Rising experienced a lot of big wins. IBCA is one of our biggest wins that we now have the International Black Coaches Alliance. So that's fine too. But I also want you to just reflect on those micro wins. Okay. What are those micro wins, those micro goals that you actually can check off? I want you to think about that. Those bite-sized, achievable goals that you actually experienced last year. Okay. And then the third tip, number 3, you ready for number 3? I got to go really fast because I know we all got to get back to doing. Okay. Number 3 is the last tip is I want to invite you to lean in to community and collaboration. One of the epiphanies, if you will, that I had last year and closing out 2024 was about how much easier my 2024 year was. And then I started asking myself, well, why was it so much easier? And there are so many reasons. First of all, my faith, first and foremost, but also what I discovered as I reflected, as I gave myself some time to reflect, is that it also was easier because I actually entered into a lot of partnerships and collaborations. So all the work wasn't just on me. So I want to encourage you to lean into creating community and creating collaborations everywhere in all aspects, not just in your entrepreneurial life, but also in your personal life. At work, how can you collaborate more and more with your colleagues? So, that way, this pressure to get it done and get it done by myself, that's unnecessary. I want you to tap into your networks and your collaborations. And of course, this is a great place to tap in for community and collaboration. So I'll see you back every single week right here. Core for Coaches. Okay. Core for Coaches. Lastly, I want to invite you to just connect with us at iclirising.com. We have so many great things in store for you. And we have a lot of great things in store for you around rest and reflection and actually creating your businesses with some ease and flow. Can you imagine? Yes, yes, yes. All right. So just before we wrap up, I have a question for you. You know, I wouldn't be a coach if I didn't have some type of open-ended question for you. And the question for you is, and I would love for you to put your answer in the comments. If you're watching this on the replay, please let us know in the comments. Who can you partner with this month? Who can you collaborate with this month to take some of the load off of yourself? Collaboration also brings in a diverse opinions and ideas and creativity. So who can you collaborate with this month? And who in your community can help you stay accountable for reaching your goals? So that's another way of collaborating with someone who can help you hold yourself accountable. Who will that be? Of course, you can always put me, yes. And also, if you want the support of a coach, I happen to know thousands of them. And I'm happy to support you by matching you with a coach. You only need to reach out to us at iclirising.com. Okay, I'm going to check in really quickly to see if I have any quick questions. Okay, Coach Adrian asked, what was the book that Sophia mentioned with Restful Reflection? Yes, it is so good. You know, I should be an affiliate for her. The author's name is Tricia Hersey. So it's Hershey, like the candy bar without the second H. Tricia Hersey. And then the name of the book is Rest is Resistance. And if you stay tuned into me here at Core for Coaches, I'm going to invite you to a lot of workshops that I'm going to do around some of the principles in that book. So thank you for asking the question. Rest is Resistance is the name of the book. All right. Awesome. Thank you, Trina. Good to see you. Karita, Coach Karita, good to see you. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Ollie. So great to see you. Thank you all so much for your wonderful words and saying that you really appreciate the gems that I bring. Well, now I get to go and enjoy collaboration and community at a wonderful bi-weekly power hour that I have sponsored by ICF South Florida chapter. Yes, it's called Get Shift Done. Yes, it's a coach's accountability call. If you want more information about that, or if you want to join our accountability call, where we certainly get a lot of things done, but we also talk about who we're being about all the things that we're getting done. You only need to connect with us at iclirising.com. Enjoy the rest of your day, the rest of your week, and make this year a great, great year. Make it a year of rest and reflection and renewal. See you next time. See you, leaders.